But over in the East Midlands, Paul Birch's love of vintage is both a passion and a business.
Oh, it's a very old-fashioned way of driving. You just tootle along, pip and wave at everybody. And they like to see me out there.
His two motors are a 1925 Bullnose Cowley and in matching mole grey a 1927 Austin 7.
They're a bit different to drive, no power steering, nothing like a modern car, but that's what they are. They're nearly 100 years old. Somebody had the cheek to ask me if I bought it new.
The Morris Cowley is a more recent addition and has seen action as a wedding car.
There's no brakes on the front wheels. They didn't think it was a good idea. So there's only brakes on the rear wheels, hand brake and a foot brake. They all go through to the rear.
How good were the brakes?
Well, on today's brakes, almost a zero, but...
Paul's had the baby Austin 7 for more than a decade, and it's a model that redefined motoring. 50 miles per hour and 50 miles to the gallon. No wonder it was nicknamed the Chummy by its frugal owners.
Sweet little thing this is. It's, the Austin 7 does have brakes on all four wheels. Super little car and good fun. People always like to see it. I have a new car down the road nobody looks at, but this turns everybody's head. Brilliant.
The Austin 7 was designed by Sir Herbert Austin and 18-year-old draftsman Stanley Edge, who left his mark on this particular car.
The signature itself is there to be seen. They found him as an old man and got him to come and sign his name under the bonnet.
Paul's hoping for around 10 grand for each car, but knows it could be tough.
It'd be nice if two people wanted it and they could argue all day long and make a fortune, but I can't see that happening.
Over in the East Midlands, two grand old motors are ready to depart. Paul's even thinned his beard out in their honour.
Afternoon. Good afternoon. And the bad news is they've both got flat batteries.
They're both pushers, are they?
Yeah, both pushers at the minute.
They're more father's thing than mine, these early ones, like, but even so. Oh, they're lovely, aren't they? Aren't they bonny, pretty little things, aren't they?
Paul Birch turned the 1925 Morris Cowley Bullnose into a bride-mobile, while the hobby car, the 1927 Austin 7, has been pootling round the local lanes.
Odd little things, aren't they? Just so smart, you know. You get two of me dad in there and you will be overweight. Have to get out and push. The people that want to drive them and want to work them can't work them, can't drive them, or they're all gone, really. So it's kind of a dying market, but at the same time, someone's going to buy them to just look at them.
Well, the only saving grace you've got, Paul, is it's a little Austin 7, which are bucking the trend.
Yeah.
The old, out of the two, ironically, although it's more user-friendly, the Cowley will struggle more.
You might get 12 for it. Might not.
You might get 10.
Might get 10.
Yeah. Well, you got a right on there, haven't you?
Well, if I put 12 then.
Yes. Let's hope we get somewhere near, eh?
Perhaps I'll put 12 as well. And if it only makes 10, I'll have to have a chat. But fold the metalwork here.
There you go. I'm ever optimistic, the same as Paul there. Whether they're going to achieve them figures, don't know really, to be honest. Mainly, purely and simply because supply and demand, innit? Hope they do. Hope I don't fall off this ramp and all. Right, we'll have a little shove.
Yeah, I'll get man then. I'll go and fetch an anchor. I don't want to sell him now.
Testing his grey matter this time, Austin 7 Chummy and a 1925 Morris Bullnose Cowley.
There's various sort of reasons why we call it bullnose, and people thought it was maybe something bovine or whatever, but it's actually not. I think it's actually abbreviated from bullet nose, so that's how that bullnose came about. Little touches like, look at this, look at them, just sat there for the rear passenger to have a look at some wildlife if they want to and such like. There's grease gun there, over there on the side. The car's worth £15,000 of anybody's money, but it won't make it, unfortunately. They're typical of pre-war cars at the moment, just not doing the business. I think it'll do 10 to 12, which is sad, but it's a fact of life. There's a few cars that have bucked the trend. Austin 7s, to a great extent Morris 8s, and then you jump all the rest of them, Morrises and all that business, you jump all them till you get to like Alvis and Bentley. You get into a different buying range and different buyer, full stop. But we'll see how she goes. Value-wise, somewhere around the 10-ish, possibly even a little more, actually. It wouldn't surprise me if it made more money than the Cowley. Why they're so popular is because everybody thinks they're an absolutely darling little car. They're a British icon, just like a Mini is. This little car will be popular in 100 years' time. It will still sell just the same, if not better, in 100 years' time.
The 1925 Morris there, cracking car there. Where are we going to be on that? I've got
13 with us. Our bid. 13,250.
You've got a starter, Alan. Do you want 13.5?
You want to go 13.5?
Too late. 13.5.
Somebody's jumped in.
13.5. 13,750.
It's got 13,750.
13,750 to get up earlier, Alan.
Right.
13,750 is Sue's bid.
They're looking for 14,000 now.
13,750. And he's in.
I'm in.
He's in at 14,000.
We've got it at 14,000.
At 14,250.
You out. All right, Robert, thanks for your interest.
14,500. It's £14,500.
15 last one, okay. I've got everything crossed for you.
£15,000 and one.
No, he's gone 15,100.
15,100. It's your bid, Alan, at 15,001. Are we all done now?
15,1 with us.
At 15,1. Alan, you're in.
Right, you've got it. Thank you very much for your interest. It's yours. Yes, I've sold something.
The Morris Cowley beats his reserve by £3,000. Next up, it's elderly stablemate.
The Austin 7 Chummy, here we are. Cracking little thing. 13.5, Jack. 13,600. And 7. 13,007. And 8.
13,900.
13,900. 14,000.
14.
At 14,000. It's Jack's telephone at 14,000. We all done. Fair warning at £14,000. Jack's phone, 14,000.
At £2,000 above its asking price, the Austin 7 also romps away to a new home in the South Midlands.
I had a liking for 1920s and 30s cars because I like tinkering with things. I have sorted the radiator leak out, replaced the hoses, distributor, condenser, plugs, overhauled the dynamo, sorted out the sun stain on the leather seats, and just general titivation, shall we say, yeah. It is tiny. I'm over 6'2", I'm 6'2", 6'3", I fit in it. Quite surprisingly, it's not a problem at all. You don't have to be worried about these cyclists overtaking me on the hills. It's comfortable at 30, 35 miles an hour, and you know, you go out and hold the traffic up, but as long as the traffic understands and has a little bit of consideration, I'll try and keep out of their way.
You have to concentrate on your steering because it does, as you notice, bounce around a little bit. Not like a modern car. And obviously you've got a few more gears to change, or a few more gear changes to do. No, it's good. It's only 4 foot wide, it's narrow, you can slip through most things. It is. It's not a small car for small roads, it's not fast. It's not suited to the big modern roadways, motorways, so this is perfect, really.
Makes people wave and smile, they love it. It is like a little dinky toy and brings smiles to people's faces, it's good.
Simon's also quite smitten with its auto autograph.
It was quite a nice surprise to open up the bonnet and come across this signature. The guy called Stanley Howard Edge, who was the original designer of the Austin 7.
To have that signature on this car, the car that he designed, that must be worth its weight in.
Well, I can only hope. Every little helps, as they say. Yes, this is the car I wanted, so this is the car I'll keep.